This is Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.
Kanye West, his latest spiral has taken him to a whole new level of unhinged, just when you thought he couldn't get any weirder. Diddy and his family seem completely fine with it, too, because it all merges together. If it was just Kanye doing his thing, it would just be Kanye doing his thing. But unfortunately, other people have gotten involved, and one of them is Diddy. Obviously, Diddy sitting in jail facing federal sex trafficking charges. Kanye has taken it now upon himself to be his loudest defender, praising Hitler, bashing the Me Too movement, and demanding that Puff Daddy, Diddy, be freed. Yeah. And his most tone-deaf move possible, Diddy's own kids have actually went to visit Kanye and left with free Yeezy merch, like you do, because, priorities. Then, as if this whole situation wasn't deranged enough, Diddy even thanked Kanye from behind bars. Even after Kanye said, "I love Hitler and I'm a Nazi," in the same breath. Like, thank you. The question is, what's going on psychologically with Kanye West and Diddy? Is Kanye's behavior a manic episode, an attention-seeking stunt, or something even darker? And why would someone in Diddy's position, where he's at now especially, embrace one of the most toxic figures in entertainment instead of distancing himself? Help us unpack it all, the mental health of all this and the personality dynamics of it. Siobhan Scott, psychotherapist and author. Siobhan, when you look at someone like Kanye who keeps pushing the envelope of self-destruction, what does it tell you about his current state of mind in all of this? And why would Diddy, who is facing serious charges, attach himself to Kanye instead of just being like, "I didn't see this, I'm not going to recognize this as even existing"?
Poor judgment everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And certainly with Kanye, he publicly announced in 2018 that he had been hospitalized and diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And we see evidence of mania with him for years. This grandiosity, the poor judgment, no impulse control. He's crazy in interviews. He goes all over the place with bizarre content. Flight of ideas is what we call it. When you can't stay on topic, you bounce from one thing to another to another. Mm-hmm. And it's absolutely crazy. We can't always call psychosis with people because it can be more subtle. In this case, it's not subtle. Mm-hmm. And the mania, he said he doesn't like taking the psychiatric medication because it dulls his creativity. Well, this is not creativity. This is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, what we continue to see is nuts. I mean, recently he showed up at an awards ceremony that he wasn't invited to. I believe, was it the Grammys? I think It was the Grammys. With his girlfriend, I believe, or I don't think his wife, but girlfriend. And she's basically naked. I mean, she's wearing just a sheer thing, like beyond sheer. There was, you had to kind of look and go, is she actually wearing clothing? What the hell is going on there? Because I can't imagine. I mean, maybe she's got her own set of things. I'm imagining she probably does. But I'm imagining Kanye's probably in the background at least going, yeah, good idea.
Yeah, we saw the images from the Grammys. I didn't watch the show, but I saw the images after. And he was standing there as if directing the scene when she drops her coat. And it looked clearly orchestrated. And what kind of judgment is this? What kind of admiration do you think you're getting? Another factor in mania is hypersexuality. And you mentioned her state of mind. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are saying this woman looks like a victim. Yep. It looks like she's being controlled here. It's really creepy.
It is. It's just beyond bizarre when you add Diddy to the mix of all of this, because Kanye West, we're watching a mentally ill person continue to self-destruct. That's what we're seeing there. And unfortunately, there's not any loving critics that are able to step in and stop him. And I don't know that anybody really could be. He's probably pushed anyone out of his life that may have been there to kind of be a bumper or a barrier from going down these roads. But then you have Diddy, who obviously has his own set of extreme troubles going on. And literally, in the same breath of tweeting the other day, Kanye goes from talking about how he loves Hitler and how he's a Nazi, and then free Diddy. And Diddy actually responds with like "thank you" and recognizes it as if, oh, okay, it's not taking into context the Nazi comments, but hey, thank you, bro. What the hell is that?
Yeah, it's almost like the psychopathic, narcissistic boys club or something going here. It's the lack of judgment is profound, and yeah, what is he thinking? I mean, I can't wrap my head around it other than he'll take support anywhere he can get it right now.
I mean, maybe that's it. Obviously, there's not anybody really standing up that I'm aware of that's saying, hey, yeah, free Diddy, other than Kanye. And then his kids, Diddy's kids, they go to the hotel that Kanye is staying at, and they come out with bags of this merchandise that Kanye is saying he's going to sell and share profits with Diddy on, which he can't legally do. So he corrected that and said he'll give it to Diddy's kids. What is this? Diddy's kids being idiots and going, hey, let's go get some of that merch? Is this Diddy going, hey, go see him? I mean, is this really showing just how disconnected from reality Diddy truly is on where his situation is? Is he still looking back to, music 15 years ago where both of these guys were in their prime and their names were in lights, for the right reason, not the wrong reasons?
Yeah, it makes no logical sense. And I can't wrap my head around sending my kids in a situation like that to Kanye West. I mean, it's just completely weird. And you have to wonder, how messed up are these kids from the way they've been raised and what they've seen? I mean, how messed up are these young adults at this point?
Yeah.
It's just awful.
No, it's going to an extreme, and I'm sure it's not going to end well for any of them. But when you're in that sort of a situation, when you've been raised by somebody like Diddy and what we now allegedly know about Diddy, and the lifestyle that he was leading behind closed doors, is there any hope for folks like that who've gone through things like that, who've had that as their norm, who've had that as their conditioning, who've has that as their role model and their, here's a template for life? Can you come back from something like that? Are there cases like that where people have really been through the ringer, to put it lightly, but found a way to go, this is wrong, or once you have that so instilled in you, is there any coming back?
I like to hold hope.
Yeah.
I like to hold hope that there's coming back. But so much about personality is shaped in childhood, and by the time people are young adults, it's hard to see major changes. I have seen people after they've been incarcerated, and if they have some kind of good intensive treatment when they're locked up, sometimes they make some shifts, but does it take that? Does it take the school of hard knocks in order to have some kind of insight that, I really need to reflect on my values and my behavior? I'll say we can hold hope for them. We try.
Mm-hmm.
The latest true crime stories, expert breakdowns, and shocking twists, all in one place. Press subscribe now to the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.